Hello friends, welcome. This is Johnny and I have another video for you from Karoleena's Cottage. This week I'm creating a few simple crafts to use for Christmas decor. These craft projects use inexpensive wood craft items from Hobby Lobby and Amazon, along with a few supplies that I will link in the description below the video. I will start by applying a coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the color Chiffon Cream to each of these wooden items. I purchased these wooden Christmas trees at Hobby Lobby. They were each marked $5.99 but were on sale for half price. I also purchased the square pieces of wood from Hobby Lobby, but it's been a year maybe, and so I don't remember what I paid for those. They were in a package of maybe a dozen. The round wooden pieces that I'm painting are from Amazon. I will place my link below in the description, and each of these sections are listed on tabs on my Amazon storefront. For this wooden Christmas tree, I'm going to be using a free printable that I downloaded from the Graphics Fairy. The website has a lot of very nice images. I printed this for free and I will use Mod Podge to decoupage it. I'll apply the decoupage medium to the area beneath the image, and I will smooth out the wrinkles and apply a coat of decoupage medium over the printed image. I will use as few brush strokes as possible to prevent smearing the printed image. While that is drying, I will be applying a design to a few of the wood rounds. I'm using a gilded rice paper that I purchased from Couture, and I will link the information on that below. The gilded rice paper with text can also be found on the Couture link below. And this cute little woodlands vintage scene is another free printable that I downloaded from the Graphics Fairy. I'm putting way too much decoupage medium on this piece, and I thought it might help with the thick paper that I've used, but as you will see a few minutes later, it causes a lot of wrinkles. This rice paper is also from the Couture website. I will be decoupaging it to a wooden Christmas tree, and once these pieces of rice paper are dry, I'm going to use sandpaper along the edges to trim them to the size of the piece they're on. You don't have to be quite as careful with rice paper as you would with decoupaging paper napkins. The rice paper is pretty sturdy and very easy to work with. And I will follow the same process for applying the rice paper images that you see here to these small wooden rounds. These were also purchased from Paint Couture, and I will link that below. Now on the wooden trees, I have used a fine grit sandpaper to sand along the edges, and it essentially tears the rice paper to fit the size of the wood pieces. I did not film it because it gets sawdust on my work area and I didn't want to do that. So I took it over to my trash can and did my sanding over there. What I'm doing here is just cutting using my X-Acto knife to cut the slits between each of the spaces on this piece so that it has that rustic look that the design of the wood gives it. The next step is to add paint around the design to help the design blend into the piece. I used Folk Art chalk paint in the color Linen Toile for the first coat. Then I followed that up with a coat of gold paint from Paint Couture. I started by adding it just to the edges, but I saw that it really needed a little bit more gold than just on the edges. The color that I'm using from Paint Couture is called Gold Mine, and I will list that in the description below. I will also be applying some gold to the edges of the other wood pieces as well. And now each of these pieces needs its own little shabby bow. For the first one, I'm just using a small piece of lace that I thrifted. I'll be tying some jute twine around that and using hot glue to attach it. For each of these shabby bows, whether it's with jute twine or with ribbon, I am making 3 loops on each side of the center, and then I'm tying a piece of ribbon in the center to hold it together, and then I will apply hot glue. And on the evening I'm working on this, there is the biggest mosquito in my little craft room. I don't think I ever got him, but he's in much of this video. Make sure when you're using hot glue that your hot glue gun is on the lowest temperature setting, and that you have a hot glue gun that will give you a low temperature setting. I burned myself before with this and it's very painful, so please use caution and use a very low heat setting. And for the hangers on these, I'm just putting a knot in each end of a short piece of ribbon and hot gluing that to the back of the piece. The ribbon and the Christmas foliage that I'm using on these pieces was purchased last year at Hobby Lobby. Okay, let's take a look at everything that was completed in this video today. And then I have several pictures I want to show you of some very cute, simple, rustic Christmas decor that I made last year. These follow the same principles that I used in today's projects, but with just a little bit different detail for supplies that were used in the projects. Many of these things from last year were created by putting scrap pieces of fabric and paper onto small canvas pieces. I used scrapbooking supplies, stamps, and napkins to create these. I have an older video from this time last year that I will link in the description below that will give you the how-to instructions on many of these decorations. I got my inspiration on these small crafts mostly from Lisa with Our Shabby Cottage. I watched a lot of her videos last year. I've watched her for several years and continue to watch her, and I know that many of you do as well. These little shadow box nativity scenes were made by using the backside of older thrifted wall art. All of these stencils can be found on Amazon. This next nativity scene was made from an old candle holder, and I used figurines that I had purchased at Goodwill. These are more small ornaments that I made using small pieces of canvas. I photocopied sheets of music. I used small stamps that I had thrifted and small embellishments that I had purchased from Amazon. I used a couple of thrifted containers to make nice Christmas floral arrangements. When I saw these napkins on Amazon, I couldn't resist making a few Cowboy Christmas ornaments. I decoupaged a few of these onto white ornaments, but then realized after they dried that these needed to be ivory colored ornaments to match the background on the napkin. I used pieces of muslin fabric that I had torn strips about 1/2 inch wide for hanging these on the tree. I also made a few shabby chic ornaments. These were made from a pair of flannel pajamas that I thrifted at Goodwill. I cut around the snowmen. I put a little bit of quilt batting inside, and then I did hand stitching around the outline of the snowman. These were easy and quick to do. I do have a few more ideas for Christmas decorating videos in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.